Wish me luck. Here I go.
You're gonna have to fight your way through a circle of friends.
Whatever I have to do, I will do.
Oh, yes, you have that glint of determination in your eyes. But I think you should look a bit more grief-stricken.
Don't worry. By the time I get to April, I will have tears streaming down my cheek. I can't believe all this has happened.
What has happened?
I haven't seen him yet.
Raven, you won't see him if you haven't noticed the coffin is closed.
I loved him a lot, you know. I know I didn't love him like you did. But he was my friend. He was very kind and gentle. And there'll never be another one like him.
No, never.
I really did care for him. And I care about you, April. I really do. And I just hope that, you'll forgive me for all the, terrible things that I did. And I would like to help you.
You're too kind.
Look, I know you're just saying that. This is the kind of situation where people just say things, but I want to be your friend. And I know that it's hard for you, but I want you to be my friend, too. And, I need you, April. I need you a lot more than you'll ever know.
Quite frankly, I'm very surprised that Raven is here at all.
Of course, she was engaged to Draper at one time.
Thank heavens that never took place.
Still, she is giving quite a performance. If you didn't know better, you'd swear she was April's closest friend.
You know, Logan, Draper was concerned about that.
Hmm?
Before he left for prison, he asked me to... Well, I guess this isn't the time to discuss it, actually.
I'm very surprised that Raven would go any place where she would have to encounter us.
Why do you say that, Joe?
Well, Raven's been playing some of her games, Nancy, but like you say, it's not really the time and place to talk about them.
Hello.
Hello.
I enjoyed our conversation yesterday over lunch.
Well, thank you.
Hope you didn't get the wrong idea, though.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Regarding your baby, I want you to know I'm not advocating any kind of drastic action, such as kidnapping the kid and maybe crossing the state line.
Oh, look, that thought was very far from my mind. Don't worry about
Well,
that.
good. Keep it there.
Actually, I'll be quite frank with you. The reason I wanted to have lunch is because I find you to be a very attractive man.
Really? Oh, you're not too bad yourself, Mrs. Swift.
Raven, remember?
Oh, yes, Raven.
Don't consider me to be Logan's wife. That's just a technicality. Actually, I'm free as a bird.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that was very funny.
What?
Free as a bird, Raven.
Oh.
You have a very good sense of humor.
Well, thank you.
You know, maybe I could call you sometime. We could...
Oh, sure. Call me anytime, Clifford.
We have both suffered a substantial loss, April. I hope it will have softened your feeling towards me.
I don't have any hard feelings, Elliot. Not towards you and not towards anyone else. Not really feeling much of anything right now.
Oh, but you will. When the numbness is past, when the feeling gets back, I hope you will try to forget the harsh words that have passed between us. You're the only link I have to Margot now, April. I don't want to lose you, too.
I don't know what to say to you right now, Elliot.
Just say that you'll let me call you sometime.
April, I think they're about ready to start.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The eulogy for Mr. Scott will be delivered by his close friend and associate, Mr. Michael Carr.
We all know the terrible tragedy that has brought us here today. We all share the sorrow of this moment and the bitter irony which surrounds the death of this remarkable young man. Draper Scott was young, not just in years, but in hope, in enthusiasm, in dedication to ideals. He was young in years, but also wise beyond them. He was a man of learning and accomplishment who engaged in the practice of law out of a deep desire, no, out of a deep need to help others. Such people are rare, and we have lost one of them. We will feel that loss for a long time to come. It is, of course, his family who will miss him most. His wife, April, who lived in the warmth and shelter of his love and will always have that memory. She will be able to raise their child, Julia, with the strength and comfort of that memory. All his friends and colleagues who loved him will be able to carry with them the goodness that was Draper Scott, the joy he brought to us, the strength and courage he added to our lives. But we must also live with the knowledge that this should never have happened, that Draper was innocent. How do we live with the burden of this bitter irony? Well, I knew Draper well. I knew his feelings for the law, for truth and justice. These were not just words for him. They were living human principles. And he lived his life every day with the deepest respect and belief in them. This tragic mistake that has taken him from us should not cause us to lose our faith in the principles to which he dedicated his life. Instead, it should make our faith in those principles stronger and more firm. Otherwise, Draper's life would be meaningless. It should make us promise ourselves that such a tragic error will never be allowed to happen again. I can think of no more fitting memorial to Draper than that faith and our love.
I was dreaming.
What about?
I don't know. I was just dreaming.
How are you feeling?
Oh, better.
Oh, let me help you.
But don't go asking me to run a 4-minute mile.
Well, do you remember any more?
No. No more than I remember about my dream. Emily.
I'm glad you remember my name.
Emily, maybe you're mistaken. It's been 10 years since you saw this Kirk Michaels. You were just a child.
No, I was not a
The picture
child.
you showed me could be me, but it could have been any one of 100 men.
No, it was you. Now, you have just got to believe me.
You know, there's a way we can make sure. All you have to do is get in touch with people who knew Kirk Michaels.
I don't think that's such a good idea. I mean, we really should be careful. There may be things about your past that you don't want other people to know.
Are you trying to tell me that I did something wrong? That I might be wanted?
No, I just don't know. Just considering the way you left this house.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean? How did I leave this house?
Look, we shouldn't really be talking about this. Daddy wants you to get as much rest as possible.
I need answers more than I need rest, Emily. Emily, you know me. You know me, obviously. You know something about Kirk Michaels.
Well, it wasn't anything bad. It's just something you did when you left this house 10 years ago. And it wasn't exactly a crime. If it was, I'm as much to blame as you.
But the police might be interested.
Kirk, I'm not just thinking about the past. I'm thinking about now. I don't know what's happened to you in the last 10 years. You might be in some kind of trouble.
Trouble? Yeah, trouble. I had the same feeling.
What kind of feeling?
That I was in trouble. And that I ran away. But from what? From what? It's bad enough that I don't know who I am, but to have this feeling that I did something wrong.
Look, don't worry about it, because you're not sure of anything.
When you mentioned the police to me, I had this panic come over me.
Don't most people feel that way about the police? I mean, I think everybody has guilt feelings, whether they're innocent or guilty.
I don't know if I'm innocent or guilty. I don't know anything about me.
It's all right, because I know the most important thing, and that is that you are Kirk Michaels. And the reason you came here is because you wanted to be here.
You don't think it was some kind of accident that I just stumbled into your backyard?
No,
Oh.
no, it couldn't be. Now, I know coincidences do happen, but this wasn't a coincidence. It was deliberate. You came here because you wanted to see me. And you knew exactly where the house was. You lived here.
That was 10 years ago.
Emily, I think you should leave now.
Oh, just after a minute, okay, Daddy?
I want to examine our patient.
Oh, yes, of course. See you later.
Well, you had a good night's sleep anyway. Think it did you any good?
I don't think it did my memory any good.
Well, let's see about the rest of you.
I did have a dream last night. I don't know what it was. It's just faces.
April all settled?
Oh, yeah. She went straight to bed. She was exhausted. So am I.
Why wouldn't you be? I'm tired myself. It's been a long day.
I don't even know if I have the energy to get undressed. I feel like I could sleep with my clothes on.
I've been sleeping very well lately. I know last night you got up in the middle of the night. What was it, 3 o'clock in the morning? Left the room?
Just went downstairs for a little while.
It's my fault, wasn't it?
No.
Of course it was. I'm the reason you're not sleeping well. It's my own insomnia.
It doesn't bother me.
How could it not? Tossing and turning on the light, turning it off.
We're both tense. It's only natural.
You mean under the circumstances?
Well,
All of the circumstances?
because of Draper.
Because of us.
No, not because of us.
Nicole, you know, I mentioned the other day about our maybe sleeping in separate rooms. I think we ought to talk about it again.
But why? There's no reason.
Very good reason. Very good reason. Your health. I mean, after all, you're keeping very long hours now, sometimes longer than mine. And when you don't get your sleep, you suffer for it. You got to be in front of the public. You got to be in front of those cameras. You need your beauty sleep.
Honey,
Every woman says that.
Honey, we've been apart for a long time. I don't want to sleep alone.
Just being practical. You need your rest.
I need my husband.
Haven't got much benefit out of your husband lately anyway.
How can you say that?
That's true. You must feel like you've been sleeping with a stranger.
Well, I know that the drug is still in your system. I don't expect you to be the way you were. Not for a while.
Is it possible that there's any drug running around in your system?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, forget I said that.
No. What?
Sorry, it was stupid. I shouldn't have said anything. All right, well, see, what I meant was, it seems to me that lately, it's not just my lack of tenderness that might be causing a problem between us. I think there's maybe something in you that's making you draw away from me.
No, that isn't true.
See, no, wait a minute. I'm not saying it's conscious, but I've just noticed that whenever I go to touch you, do draw back just a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, I might be a little bit nervous. I mean, we've both been through an ordeal. This nightmare about Draper hasn't helped either one of us, but it doesn't have anything to do with my feelings for you.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I can't help thinking that...
What? Go on.
Well, I can't help but wonder if you're not still thinking about Derek.
I haven't mentioned his name.
Well, I'm mentioning it because I think that you're still thinking about him. There's still some sort of jealousy.
No, I'm working with a man again, you know. He never mentions your name, never says a word about you.
Well, good. Then that would prove that he...
It proves that he's avoiding the subject. That's what it proves. He still feels the same way about you, and you know it. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Miles? I love you. You're the only man that I love. And you're the only man that I want.
I'm going to sleep downstairs on the sofa.
Why?
Just think it would be better for tonight, so you can get some rest. Could I ask you the same question?
I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep, so I thought I'd come back down. Miles, why are you sleeping on the sofa?
Oh, it's an act of charity. Nicole hasn't been sleeping very well lately because of my tossing and turning. I thought I'd give the poor woman a break.
Is that the only reason?
April, go on back upstairs. You get to sleep.
Miles, what's going on here? I mean, you've got a guest room. Why don't you go and sleep in it, and I'll stay on the sofa?
Don't be silly now. Go on back upstairs to bed.
Look,
Scoot, go on.
There's obviously a problem here, and I just can't help but feel that I'm part of the cause.
Don't you go getting paranoid now, huh? There's been enough of that around this house. Please go back to bed now.
I don't want to go back to bed. I can't. I woke up and... Miles, I was so sure that Draper was in the bed with me. I was so sure that he was there. And I opened my eyes. There was an empty pillow. He wasn't there.
I know. It's gonna take a long time.
I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can stand it, feeling like this. I mean, I know he's dead. And yet I keep dreaming that he's alive.
simply not being reasonable. If we called the police, we'd be helping everyone in this house, including that young man up there.
But, Daddy, what if we hurt him? What if the police are only too happy to see him?
I know what you're thinking, but it isn't true. I promise you, I won't rake up all those dead ashes, and I won't press charges. Isn't that enough?
No, because what if he's done something more? If he's in trouble now?
Isn't that all the more reason for getting the police here? Do you want someone here who might be a wanted criminal?
Daddy, all I know is that I want him here. I lost him once, and I don't want to lose him again. Daddy, you're forgetting the most important thing. He's my husband. Kirk is my husband.